So if you're new to avocado growing, you may not know that avocados should be grafted to the quality avocados that you like in order to get quality fruit. A seedling rarely produces edible fruit. So today we're here to do a demonstration on grafting avocados. I have a superior variety. It's actually from a seedling Nabal, I believe, onto my Bacon Avocado that's already been grafted at the nursery as a Bacon Avocado, but we're going to change the top part to be the new variety. And I'm going to do about a 10-minute demonstration on that. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that like, subscribe button, notification bell. Any comments or questions, leave them in the comments section below. I do my best to get back to everybody with their comments and questions. So let's take a look at the 10-minute avocado grafting demonstration. So today's video, I'm going to do a quick grafting demonstration on this Bacon Avocado tree. I'm going to graft onto it this wonderful seedling of Nabal that turns out to have the most gorgeous fruit, huge fruit. And since this is the only avocado tree in my garden that hasn't been grafted onto, it's still the original Bacon that's been grafted onto at the nursery. And so I'm going to, I'm looking around, and it's got a lot of flowers on it, but I want to get, at this time, if you're grafting at this time, you don't want to graft where there's a lot of flowers, such as that, or the top, such as that. But take a look right here. There's a water sprout that's taken off. It wants to be the new central leader. Let me see if I can get that in there. And so I'm going to graft onto that guy right there. And so I'm going to let camera lady take over and I'll do the graft. So first let me explain. This is a Bacon Avocado tree that I bought. Oh gosh, it's probably 10 years old. It got root rot. And so I used some garden floss and I got this thing growing, and it's looking beautiful right now. It's starting to look a little shaggy because of its flowering. But what I wanted to do is add a new variety to this tree. It's beautiful, and it's growing so healthy, and it's as I mentioned, it actually has a water sprout right here. It's a rapidly growing, a little rapidly growing branch, as opposed to some of these other ones that were last year's growth. And so I'm going to graft onto this guy. First things first, you need your utensils, and I got my tools. I got my razor knife here, and I got my pruning shears, and I have parafilm M. I like this laboratory film. Some people use buddy tape, and that's sometimes easier to find. And then I have my scion wood that, or some people call it budwood, that I'm going to be grafting onto that. Now I've already wrapped it with the parafilm. And I also already sterilized my tools with a 50% bleach, 50% water solution, and sprayed them down and wiped them off. So they're somewhat sterile, hopefully. And so the next step is to find a spot on this, and we'll start removing some of these branches so camera lady can get in there. And we're going to find a spot that matches up. Now the scion's a little bit thinner than the rootstock, this water sprout, but that's okay, because as long as whenever you graft it matches up on one side of the cambium layer, it does okay. Ideally they would be exactly the same size, but since I only have one water sprout that I'm going to be grafting onto, that's going to be the thing. So what we do is we find a spot excuse me, I got a little bit of a cold, and find a spot that's somewhat close in size. And that looks pretty good, but I'm going to trim this budwood a little bit. Darn thing's got ants on it. So it's a little rough right there, but once I prune it back to the right angle. So
you want the two pieces to match, kind of like a puzzle.
Yeah, you want the vascular systems to match up. And as you can see, that's pretty close to the same size. So the next step set my, is to whittle this down. I should be experienced enough to do this in one move, but see, what you want to do is you want to get a wedge. I call this wedge grafting. Some people have different names for it. And you want it to come to a fairly even point. And you want to go all the way down to the cambium layer. You see the wood here, and then the cambium layer is right along where the wood and the green bark is. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that leaf off, and then I put this in to match. See how the two layers match? Pretty darn close. So the next step is to gently, be careful. You don't want to cut yourself, and a lot of grafters cut themselves. It's just what happens when because you're working with a razor knife. So let's see if we can get this guy in here. I'm going to have to use my knife to open that up because it's still pretty stiff. I don't want to split it all the way down. I just want to open it up. Slip it in, and let the cambium layers to match up. So then I take this grafting tape.
Bright out here today.
Yeah. We've been crazy warm, 80s. I'm going to have to get another piece of tape. Go ahead and cut. Baby can cut. Another piece of tape, and I want to pull it tight and wrap the area where the junction is between the scion and the bud. Well, it's actually the Bacon Avocado tree that I'm grafting over. That's basically it. Now I'm going to cover this with a little aluminum foil because, as the camera lady said, it is bright out here and our temperatures have been in the 80s. Now before you put your aluminum foil on, you do want to wrap it snugly with a rubber band. That keeps it from shifting while it's healing over. If it's exceptionally hot out, you may want to shade the union. Maybe I'll cover it up with a paper bag too, to add some shade. In about 2 weeks, I'll start taking it off, checking it to make sure the scion has taken, and that'll be it. My name is Jeff. If you like this channel, hit the like, subscribe button, notification bell. Any comments or questions, leave them in the comment section below. I do my best to get back to everybody with their comments and questions. You have a wonderful day.